Let's talk about surface area of rectangular prisms. Now, surface area is basically like wrapping a present. So think if we have a box and we're going to give it to somebody for a present, so we need to wrap it. So we need to cover just the outside, right? That's the idea of surface area. So, wait, I wanted to do something on this one first. So if we think about this box, actually think about cutting open a box. So if I have this is the bottom of the box, right? And then I cut it open, and these are the sides of the box. And then this was the top of the box, but we also have the wings, right? This is what we call the net. And so when we talk about surface area, this is what we're finding. Now, in a rectangular prism, the ends, right, we call those the bases, are congruent. They're the same. And then we have the top and the bottom that are going to be the same, and the other two sides that are the same. So we have 3 sets of congruent sides, and that's going to be important when we're finding surface area. So the formula for surface area. Okay, wait, let's back up. Let's think about our rectangular prism. We have a length, a width, and a height, right? The area of the base is found by taking length times width, and then we have the height. So if we would unwrap this, right, we're going to have 2 bases that are length times width. So to find the area of those 2, so we're finding surface area, we have 2 length times width because there are 2 of them. And then I've got the bottom, right, which is length times height, and there are 2 of them because from the last screen we know that there are 2 of everything. Okay, so plus 2 length times height, and then there's the sides, right? There's 2 sides that are width times height because it's this width times the height. So plus 2WH. So however you think about it, I like to remember that I need to use the length twice, I need to use the width twice, and I need to use the height twice. If you use each of those numbers twice, then it should work. So let's go ahead and do some examples, all right? Find the surface area of the rectangular prism below. Now, first thing I'm going to do is write my formula. Surface area is 2 length times width plus 2 length times height plus 2 width times height. And let's identify what we have. My length is 8, my width is 5, and my height is 12. If you do that, then it's a matter of substituting in what you know and going from there. So let's look at what we have. Again, remember, we have the base. There's 2 of them, and it's 8 by 5. So I have 2 times my length of 8 times my width of 5. Then I have length times height because that's my bottom piece, right? Bottom and top. So 2 times 8 times 12. Plus, I have the sides. So the side is 5 by 12. So 2 times 5 times 12. The nice part about rectangular prisms is everything's a rectangle. So it makes it a little nicer. Okay, so now we multiply. And we're talking about order of operations here, right? So we're going to multiply 2 times 8 times 5, and we get 80. 2 times 8 times 12 gives me 192, and 2 times 5 times 12 gives me 180. Excuse me, 120. When I add all of those together, I get 392. My units are centimeters, and I'm finding surface area, so it's squared. So my surface area for that particular rectangular prism is 392 centimeters squared. Let's do 2 more just for fun. So we have this rectangular prism that is 7 by 3 by 10. Again, start with your formula. 2LW. And you can put these in any order you want. 2LH plus 2HW. Doesn't matter as long as you use the same ones just twice. So I know that my length is 7, my width is 3, and my height is 10. So let's plug in what we know. 2 length times width, so 2 times 7 times 3, plus 2 times length times height, that's 2 times 7 times 10, plus 2 times height of 10 times width of 3. So again, each rectangle is a part of this prism in 2 spots because we have opposite sides congruent. So 2 times 7 times 3 gives me 42. 2 times 7 times 10 gives me 140, and 2 times 10 times 3 gives me 60. When I add those together, my surface area is 242 feet squared. And let's do one more that is a square prism. Did this one on purpose because we know a square prism means the length and the width are the same. So the length equals the width equals 3, and the height is 8. So I'm a person of patterns, right? So 2 length times width plus 2 length times height plus 2 height times width. I want to do the same, even though you could simplify it a little bit because the length and the width are the same. This is what I want. So 2 length, width, they're both 3, so 2 times 3 times 3, plus 2 times 3 times 8, plus 2 times 8 times 3. Again, same thing, because it's a square, right? A square is a rectangle. So 2 times 3 times 3 gives me 18. 2 times 3 times 8 gives me 48. And 2 times 8 times 3 is 48. So when I add those together, the surface area is 114 inches squared. Again, we're in inches, surface area is square units, and there we go.